So 6 of these thin crust pizza, well, crust. I'm definitely crowding the pan a bit, but I'm gonna make all 6 at once. But this is up at Dollar Tree. I just saw it in there. I decided I was gonna try it out, and yeah, not so bad. I mean, I was using other crusts from Kroger's the last time I was doing this, but I'm giving these a shot. And well, you see how I'm going all in. Just finished making the pizza sauce. Now we're gonna put this sauce on here directly. And one little trick with the crust is to put a little bit of oil on, a very small amount, and spread it across evenly. But I'm not gonna do that today, and there's already a little bit of oil in my sauce, so I'm just gonna let that stand in for it. You see, I already put a little bit on. I'm not really using that much. You see, I'm barely filling up the ladle here. I'm just dropping this in. I'm gonna spread these out later. Just want you to see what I was doing here. The sauce I got left over. See, I threw in a second can of tomatoes because I thought I wasn't going to have enough, but I have too much again. But this can easily be, with a few modifications, a little thickening, just be made into marinara sauce or something. So it's not going to go wasted. As you see, I'm spreading this out here, and it's going to be thin. And I'm fine with it being thin like this. Like normally I would make it to where you could not see any crust at all through this, to where it'd be thick. But I'm trying to go for a lower cal setup here. I mean, half the reason I even went with these is because I'm using up the rest of this cheese here. So, like, yeah, I don't want my cheese to go bad. I paid for it. It can be tasty. I mean, there were other options. I chose to go with the pieces because, hey, I had everything I needed for a butter crust, and Dollar Tree helped me get those. $3 for 6 little thin crusts here. Each crust only has 150 calories, and the toppings are barely going to add that much as well by the time I'm through with all this. So each of these will be 300 calories or less by the time we're done here. So some of these have more sauce on them than others, but altogether this barely comes up to being about 2 cups worth of sauce used, which isn't bad. I should have weighed this before and after so I can give exact numbers, but I'm going with estimating for now. Just makes life a little bit simpler, but I mean, I weigh when it makes sense to weigh, but this sauce doesn't have that many calories in it, people. Okay, so got a lot of mozzarella here, just not that much. It was a lot in the beginning. But we're also going to use up the rest of the cheddar jack too. It's more cheddar jack than mozzarella. This Parmesan, I love this. I forgot to actually use it. You know, this was supposed to be going to other pizzas and in other things. Like I like putting this on salads as well too, but this is going to go into pizza. It's going to help make it better. So we're going to start with the mozzarella. Okay. Including the bag. This is like 36.9 grams. Okay. So barely over 1 serving here. As you see there, since a serving is 28 grams, it's going to be spread across 6 pieces. So there. Basically, these pieces got an average of about 6 grams or less. Including the size of the bag, this is really about an average of about 5 or less grams. The mozzarella across them, not much yet, right? Now let's weigh the cheddar jack. So the cheddar jack weighs, including the size of the bag. Oh, almost triple. Okay. 83.4 grams. Okay. Keep doing these left to right, and the stuff on the right gets less cheese than the stuff on the left. But yeah, this is where we go, folks. It's a cheddar jack and mozzarella in the centers of these. These are going to get extra Parmesan, but yeah, let's jump right into it. Okay, so the Parmesan weighs 377 grams filled, okay? Okay, and the after, 332.3 grams. Oh, so basically I put 8 tablespoons worth of Parmesan across 6 major pieces here. So, yay, 200 calories spread out. Woohoo! And that's it. These are going to be straight cheese pieces. I mean, I got some chicken in there dry brining, but I'm going to use that for something later. But this is the part where, you know, if you were smart or, you know, were dedicated, you would just put these in individual plastic bags or separate them with parchment paper or just everything in its own plastic bag, and you just freeze them or leave them in the fridge. Me, I'm going to actually go ahead and cook all these right now at 125 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm probably going to eat one. Okay, so I've just input all the ingredients. Got a little nervous after putting all the cheeses in, but I was still right. It's going to be under 300 calories per pizza. So, yep. Just I typed in the name of it here. Each measurement is going to be an individual pizza. And there's 6 of them. So, yeah, 6 servings per recipe. I'm not putting instructions here. I'm too lazy for that. Right here, an individual pizza should weigh approximately 120 grams, and it would be 278 calories. Carb level's a bit high, of course, but it's a pizza. I didn't make any real effort to make this low carb. Could have made my own crust if I wanted to be low carb, but it's low calorie, which is what I wanted. So surprised about the protein. I forgot how much protein there is in the cheese and stuff, but hey, not a bad makeup. These are all macronutrients for each individual slice. So not the most balanced meal, but not awful either. And yes, this pizza sauce is from my recipe. And let me see, I forgot where I got that from. Let's see. There we go. So this is the recipe for my pizza sauce. I actually used a little bit less than a tablespoon of olive oil this time around, but hey, I made it stretch. And technically, I used double the amount of tomatoes this time, but the weight of it was more than more than double. Pretty much, I doubled the recipe with only doubling one ingredient, but with the amount of sauce that I had left, I still would have had sauce left if I still just used that one can. So it's still going to be accurate for this. If anything, I diluted the rest of these ingredients, so calories would be lower per serving in here, since the seasonings and things were taken out. Well, not taken out, but diluted by adding additional tomatoes and nothing else. I don't have serving sizes for this because I just weigh it every time, and that's it. That's what I have. But the entire recipe with just one can of tomatoes is 300 calories. So that's why I wasn't too concerned. But yeah, 289 really. Let's go back and take a look. So since I know I used less than one whole recipe's worth of sauce in those 6 pieces, the tomato sauce in the other recipes should be less than 289. Dollar Tree thin crust pieces. And yeah. And I had a measurement, so 256 grams is less than half of the recipe, and the calories came out being 140 calories per, so I would have only used half of the original recipe. Like, I should have trusted myself. That's it, folks. All 6 pieces together. Wow, I could really eat all 6 pieces in one day. It's my only meal, and it still be within my macros. But no, gonna have individual pizza after I make it. Let's toss this into the oven now. Voila, we're done. Very crispy, little hard but not bad. Gonna turn into these, but yeah, you see a little black around the edges, but it's not that bad looking. I would flip this over, but I'm about to run. I'm fooling with you, so that's how it came out. Not so bad. Okay, I'm trying to flip this. Okay, I figured it out. So crispy. Giant piece of cracker. Not bad. Not the best I've ever had, but not the worst. Far from it.